Hello, everybody. This is Shikha here, and today we are going to talk about how can ChatGPT help us in learning English. Yes, you already know what is ChatGPT. You know that it's an AI. It can write contents. It can even develop codes, isn't it? But how can it help us in learning English, right? So, for people who wants to learn academic English or wants to improve their writing skills in English, for them it would be very beneficial. So let us understand how can we use ChatGPT for learning English. Yes. So here I will share my screen. Just a second. Hmm, okay, here I go. Okay. Yes. So I hope my screen is visible and you can see that I am on the page of ChatGPT OpenAI, isn't it? So, for example, you want to learn how to change active voice to passive voice or passive voice to active voice, or maybe you want to learn what is active or passive voice. You can just write your command here. Just write what is active and passive voice? So now, can you see how it is generating responses? Yes. So we are going to read this. Okay. So it is telling active and passive voice are two different ways to structure a sentence based on the roles of the subject and object. So, what is active voice? In active voice, the subject of the sentence performs the action described by the verb, while the object receives the action. Okay, so here we have got an example also. John ate the apple. Okay, and here you are getting an explanation also why they have written it in this way. John is the subject here performing the action, okay, and the verb is ate and the apple is the object, right? And what is passive voice? In passive voice, the object of the sentence becomes the subject, and the subject might be omitted, mentioned later in the sentence. The passive voice emphasizes the receiver of the action. Okay, not the subject. The verb is often accompanied by a form of to be and the past participle of the main verb. For example, the apple was eaten by John. So here you can see the emphasis is on the object. In this sentence, the apple is the subject receiving the action, was eaten, this is past participle, and by John indicates the doer of the action, but it is not the grammatical subject. Okay, now say for example, with these two examples which ChatGPT gave to you, you did not understand what is active passive voice, or maybe you want more examples. You can write here, please give me more examples of active and passive voice. Okay, okay. So here again, we are going to get the response. It's taking a little time. Okay, yes. So here there are more examples for you. Okay, so let us see here. Active voice. Sheila writes an interesting blog. The company hired a new manager. The dog chased the ball. I baked a delicious cake. The teacher explained the lesson. Passive voices, an interesting blog is written by Sheila. See, the same sentences are changed into passive voice now. A new manager was hired by the company. The ball was chased by the dog. A delicious cake was baked by me. The lesson was explained by the teacher. Now, maybe this explanation is very small for you, or maybe you want a detailed explanation. You can write that also. Please give me detailed explanation of active and passive voice. Okay. So now here you are going to get the responses. Now, see, this area was missing in our previous explanation. Now, here they are telling you that subject is John, verb is ate, and object is the apple. Okay. And in this explanation, also, they have written active voice sentences typically follow the subject verb object, that is SVO pattern. Now, when it is passive voice, what is the pattern? The verb is all often, okay, here we will read it from beginning. Passive voice, on the other hand, is used when the focus is on the object or when the doer of the action is unknown, less important, or intentionally omitted. In passive voice sentences, the object of the active voice sentence becomes the subject, and the subject might be omitted or mentioned later in the sentence. The verb is often accompanied by a form of to be, such as is, was, were, and a past participle form of the verb. So here, subject becomes the apple, verb becomes was eaten, that is past participle with to be form of the verb, and agent is John. So here, after getting this detailed explanation, I hope you will understand what is active and passive voice, and it will be very easy for you to implement in writing sentences. Now, say for example, being a writer, or maybe you want to improve your writing skill, you want to write different essays. So how can you do that? So for me, I'm just giving you an example. You can go to ChatGPT and explore it to learn English. Yes. So here I'm writing how to write a persuasive essay. Okay. Let's see what it has to say. Okay. So it is telling writing a persuasive essay involves presenting a well structured argument and convincing the reader to adopt your viewpoint on a particular topic or issue. Okay, so if you don't know the meaning of persuasive, persuasive means convincing somebody to do something or believe something which you want them to believe. Okay, so here is a step by step guide on how to write a persuasive essay. Here we are getting all the steps which if you keep in your mind, you will definitely be able to write an persuasive essay. Okay, choose a topic, select a topic that you feel strong, understand your audience. Of course, it is very important for us to understand our audience. Consider who your audience is and what their existing beliefs or opinions might be. So maybe you are writing, your audiences are women or children or old people or maybe teenagers. So accordingly, your viewpoint should change, your presentation of the essay would be changing. Okay, now conduct research, gather relevant information and evidence to support your argument. This could include statistics, facts, expert opinions, examples, and logical reasoning. Okay, develop thesis statement. Your thesis statement is a clear and concise statement that presents your main argument or position on the topic. It should be strong, specific, and debatable. Make sure your thesis statement is evident in the introduction of your essay. Okay. Now, what is the outline your essay? You have to outline your essay. Create an outline that organize your thoughts and arguments. Typically, a persuasive essay follows the following structure. That is, we have introduction, body paragraph, counter arguments, and conclusion. Generally, when you write an essay, you just follow all these structure, isn't it? First of all, we write the introduction, then the body, and then conclusion. But then, as it is a persuasive essay, we also have to include another part which is known as counter arguments. So now write the essay. Okay, introduction, body parts, counter arguments, conclusions. After writing, you have to revise it, as we all have to do it during your exam. Also, you just check if there are any spelling mistakes, if there are any grammatical mistakes, if there is some information which is missing, isn't it? So it is very important for us to revise and edit. Okay, proofread is again carefully proofread your essay for any remaining errors. That means you have to check your essay twice or thrice. Pay attention to grammar, sentence structure, and overall readability. So here you are getting all the steps how to write a persuasive essay. But say for example, you don't know what is a persuasive essay. So in that case, you can ask ChatGPT, give me an example of persuasive essay. Here I am not doing that. Okay, now say for example you want to learn the pronunciation of a few words. For example, um, let me, okay, let me know the pronunciation of, okay, just a second. Okay, so here it goes. Okay, the word archive is pronounced as I archive. Okay, that means archive, right? But then if you are somebody who don't know the pronunciation of this word, or maybe you are new to English, you don't have that basic knowledge, in that case it would be better if you go and check the pronunciation of this thing in Google. In Google you will get that audio also where you can check it. In YouTube also you can check it. The pronunciation of this word is archive. So somebody who do not know the pronunciation of this word, they will pronounce it as archive, okay, or archive. So the pronunciation of this word is archive. Okay, now say for example you want to learn how you will talk about something. Maybe you have got a topic to talk about monsoon, or debate about monsoon, or discuss about monsoon with your friends or with a group. So here you can also write it in this way. You can command ChatGPT, give me of two friends talking on monsoons. Okay. Okay. So here it comes. Friend one and friend two, there are two characters. So friend one is saying, hey, have you noticed how beautiful the monsoon have been this year? Friend two, absolutely. I love everything about this season. The rain, the cool breeze, and the lush greenery. It's all so refreshing. Friend one is telling now, I couldn't agree more. Okay, I couldn't agree more means you are agreeing with that person, you are accepting whatever that person is telling. The rain has this magical way of washing away all the stress and making everything feel so calm and peaceful. Friend two, definitely, it's like nature's way of hitting the reset button. I find myself looking forward to the rain every day. Friend one, and let's not forget about the joy of walking in the rain. There's something liberating about letting go of the umbrella and feeling the raindrops on your face. Friend two, I completely understand. It's a simple pleasure that brings out the inner child in us. We can't help but jump in puddles and feel a sense of pure joy. Friend one, plus, the monsoons also bring people together, whether it's um, cozying up indoors with loved ones, sharing hot cup of tea, or simply enjoying conversations while listening to the rain. It creates sense of togetherness. Friend too, absolutely. There's a certain warmth and camaraderie that comes with rainy drops. It's a perfect time to reconnect with friends and family, and it brings a sense of coziness that's hard to replicate. Friend one, oh, and let's not forget the delicious food that accompanies the monsoons. Those piping hot pakoras, samosas, and a hot cup of chai. It's the ultimate combination, friend too. You are making my mouth water just thinking about it. The monsoons do have a way of enhancing the pleasure of indulging in comfort foods. It's a treat for our taste buds. Friend one. Absolutely. The monsoons have this special charm that makes everything seem a little more magical and enjoyable. I am truly grateful for the season. Friend two. Same here. I couldn't imagine a year without the beauty and joy that the monsoons bring. It's a time to embrace nature gifts and find solace in its embrace. Okay, so this is how you are getting the dialogues also. If you want, you can just read it, practice, and prepare yourself accordingly. Okay, so let me stop sharing here. I'll just stop sharing. Yeah, and I will come back to the video. Yeah, so actually it is good to learn English from ChatGPT, but then if you are somebody who wants to learn to speak English fluently, in that case, it wouldn't be 100% help, because in that case you will need somebody who can show you your mistakes, give you feedback, and talk to you. Yes, so that is one thing, and another thing is this: if you saw the dialogues which we created now in chat gpt, there were few words which were repeated more than twice. So generally while speaking and even in writing in english, it is said that we cannot use the same word again and again, otherwise it is quite it doesn't sound good to the ears. So we must know various words and we must have various vocabularies, right? But then ChatGPT is very good to develop your vocabulary. It will help you to create sentences. It will help you to prepare yourself for any debate, any discussion. Yes. But for the speaking part, you have to look for a coach who can help you to speak in English. Okay. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you and follow me for more. Thank you.